Yeah, so we really want to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? This is the best part of the show when we get up in your
like you
business.
trying to date him.
Right. I don't know why Paul tapped
Like, he was all cool, like
hold on, man.
No. So what initially drew you to fitness, and what pointed you in your personal journey into like your other professional calling?
What initially drew me into fitness initially probably was like going back to my childhood, man. One of my mom's friends, when I was a child, maybe like 5 or 6 years old, bought me like this adult size workout piece of equipment where it was like pull ups and dips, and I can use for push ups and stuff like that. And it was meant for an adult, but like he bought it for me though. So like trying to master that at a young age, sometimes it involved me having to jump on the arm to the couch and jump on just to be able to hang on to the pull-up bar. Having that sense of self-challenge was the first little bit of challenge that I could remember.
Okay.
And overcoming that is what introduced me to fitness.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just been downhill from there, or uphill, however you want to look at it.
We're going up, man.
But I played sports, of course, football. I played high school football. I graduated from Warrensville in 2005. Played college football at West Virginia State. Graduated in 2010. And then when I came home from graduation, I didn't immediately find work in the field that I was studying. So I had factory jobs and shit like that. And through working at call centers and factory jobs, well, really from working at the call centers, it was a real sedentary kind of work. You know what I'm saying? Sitting at the computer all day, eating bad snacks all day. You know what I'm saying? So I was like almost 300 pounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like at least 385 for sure. I'm 285 for sure. 285 for sure. So and it was uncomfortable. Like so much so like to the point where one morning I woke up to go put my socks on, and as I'm lifting my knees towards my chest, I couldn't lift it to put my sock on because there was too much stomach in the way. And it was just like very depressing moment. Yeah. I had to like lean to the side and put that bitch on like this and come up the hill and pull it. But am I using too much profanity, by the way?
No, you already. We already ain't gonna get paid for it because how much you use.
Want to make sure I ain't cause y'all to lose money.
I'll just keep going.
Y'all pay.
No, might get more views, just no cash.
So anyway, put my sock on that day, but after I got off work that day, I went to Planet Fitness. And it was just a slow grind.
Everybody started playing fitness.
Yeah.
I still go there.
No judgment zone. That's judgment like a motherfucker.
Right. That's the only gym that will ban you.
Yeah, right. For walking in with a gallon of water.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, I started off at Planet Fitness, and it was then where I bumped into this one dude named C's, and he was giving me some jewels. And he was like just giving me the basics on what to do diet-wise, nutrition-wise. And I started with there, and that was working for me. So I started, saw the weight drop. And then after I got myself together, I started doing the knowledge to get my certification and start, educating myself on how to be a trainer. And then once I got my certification, like in 2016, 2015 is when I got my certification. I think I met you in 2016. So that's what started my journey, man. And since 2016, I've been at a number of different gyms. I've worked with the Twins. I've worked with, I've been at, Coleman Fitness. I've been at LA Fitness. I've been at FX Fitness. I've been at a lot of different fitness facilities.
Okay.
And until one day, my high school principal was like, "Hey, what are you still training?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, I got this position that I'm looking to create at Shaw, where it involves teaching exercise science and sports medicine. Working with kids who are a part of vocational education program, and possibly not even looking to go to college. They will just hit the workforce after high school and earn money as start building their career." So I'm like, all right, well, yeah, for sure. I'll think about that. So I looked into it, considered it. So here I am, man. I'm in my 3rd year of teaching right now. I'm in grad school, getting my master's for teaching. So putting myself in the position to not only do what I've already been doing, which is coaching. I'm still coaching.
Okay.
But just doing it from a larger perspective.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's cool, though, because now I have direct influence on the kids that's trying to make their transition in life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really dope. Yeah. So, but that's me. Now that's how I started, and that's how everything progressed. And now opportunities led to more opportunities.
Okay. Yeah. You beat me too, because I was gonna ask you about that, about training kids and working with kids from your experience from when you started.
Yeah.
So just going off of that, what are some of the differences with working with like teenagers, kids, and then working with adults?
The difference is sometimes like the mindset. Because if I'm working with a teenager, I'm typically working with a young athlete.
Okay.
So they already have the mindset. I would have come in here and be pushed. I would have come in here and work. Sometimes with the adults, it's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? It's the complaining. It's the nagging.
I used to be there with you. I tried to do.
I didn't want to say nothing.
We used to be in there like, really? Like, I remember I asked one girl, I was like, she really paying? Just like upset and mad like they dating. Like that mad. It's like you paying.
I've had clients cuss me out. You know what I'm saying? But in the name of I say thank you. Like that's how I look at it, because they cuss me out in the moment. Like you might be mad at me in the moment because you're being told what to do. You gotta think about it. Most adults who have personal trainers, they probably have some type of employment position where they're somebody's boss. Mm-hmm. So now they come into an environment where they have to be told what to do. Yeah. And that's a hard transition for them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got somebody holding you accountable for your bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it can be a push and pull, but at the end they love me because I help them reach their goal.
And plus, you gotta look at it like this: if they complaining, you're doing your job.
Right.
If they not, then it's too easy.
Right.
So you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
Do you have any like meaningful success stories that you have? Like, cause you do nonprofit too, right? And
yeah.
Like either or in fitness or in any meaningful success story. I have a few. Yeah, I've seen you do something just like transform. The best shape of my adult life is when I was training with you.
Appreciate it.
Best shape of my adult life. Yeah, I was younger too. But it was kind of like it was easy for me to go to you because I told you, like, I don't like a trainer that yell at me. Yeah. But you used to always, me and Jerome used to be laughing. He used to always be like, still, come on now. But it was always like a push.
Yeah,
Have you do any personal success stories that you?
Like I said, I got a few, man. But if I had to choose one, my father, before he passed away, he had surgery. Was it constructive? It was constructive knee surgery, right? No, it was hip surgery. And during his recovery process, he had to do a number of different workouts at the house that was kind of hard for him to do. And the physical therapist who was on call, who would come to his house every so often, like she would do her job, of course, but she wasn't there as often, like maybe once a week or so. So like I would just pick up on whatever she was trying to help him do, and I would just come over in between those times and fill in the time. And I think my most success story was helping him recover. You know what I'm saying? Because I do stuff for people all the time, but doing stuff for my father was different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that hit me. And then like being able to help, my mom as well in the same token. You know what I'm saying? Like her diabetes. My mom is diabetic and she had to lose some weight. And so like, and whenever my mom, she has bad knees as well. So like going over there and whenever I'm able to help her stretch and help her relieve some of that pain, I think those are probably like my most success stories, because I'm helping, not just helping people, but helping the people who should literally the people who made me.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, with anything we do, we always hit those rough patches.
Right.
The times where you like, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I'm tired of doing this. And then, you end up pushing through. So what keeps you motivated? How do you, keep pushing and keep doing what you need to do in order to help not only yourself, but everybody else?
Sometimes I have to dig and find different things for motivational factors. It always relate back to my core value, my core purpose, which is to, continue to elevate and put myself into a position to be the best version I can be. But it just always depends on what stage in life I'm in. So like, or for example, prior to 2018, I decided to do my first bodybuilding show.
Okay.
Right. And before I did my first show, prior to that, I was never the type that was interested in doing shows. Like, you could never talk me into doing one. Like, being on stage in underwear, and I'll pass. You know what I'm saying? But I got to a point in my training career where I was like losing motivation and losing love for what I was doing on a daily basis. Because I was getting like strained, like just strung out, just being stressed out, a lot of stuff. And it was showing in my work with my clients. And I needed to do something to rejuvenate myself.
Okay.
So, and I love being, I feel like I'm a warrior at heart. I'm a Leo, right? I'm actually about to get this new tattoo on my chest that's a half face of a Leo and a warrior. But I love preparing for something. I love feeling like I'm in prep for something because that keeps me accountable, right? So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I guess I'm going to do a show. Yeah. And then me trying to get ready for a show not only put me back in the mindset of being an athlete, right? But it also kind of put me back in the mindset of my days of pursuing my brotherhood in college. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it gave me the go, right? It gave me the go that I needed. Okay. And I was motivated. And that's what rejuvenated me. Okay. And not only was I able to show success in my own transformation, but I helped a lot of my clients transform too.
Yeah, Why do I remember that?
We all had the Beast shirt. That was the Beast movement.
Yeah. I was training with you then. Yeah.
So I got two. My business is called Power Fitness.
Can't fit my Beast shirt no more.
So my business is called Power Fitness. It's an acronym that stands for Progression Obtained with Exercise and Relaxation. Okay. Right? But when I started doing my shows, I came up with a whole new acronym called Beast. Right? Okay. So this is power, not to flex on y'all, but this is power, and then this is beast.
Hey, you didn't throw that in there. Like.
The beast shirt was black. It was black.
It was black and red. Yeah. So
I still got. I'm gonna try it on today. Golly.
Hey, let me know if it still fit.
I'm gonna see. Take a picture too.
Yeah.
It's in the second drawer at my house. I still got that.
You gotta post it.
Yeah, I still got that shirt. Yeah.
So BEAST is an acronym that stands for Being Exceptional Always Starts Today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really proud of what that's evolved to, because that started as just a movement where I had shirts. And then one day my son was like, yo, why not do Beast Kids? Right? Wow. And then so Beast Kids, and I actually got Beast Kids. I got a Beast wristband and a Beast Kids wristband. So Beast Kids actually turned into a nonprofit. Okay. Right? So I actually started my own 501c3. Okay. Right? So I actually have a 501c3 called Beast Kids Youth Empowerment Incorporated. Okay. And and my goal is to help bridge the gap for kids to make that connection between, where they are and where they want to be. Yeah. And we do that through the integration of athletic training and academic enrichment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we take those social emotional learning skills and we apply them and integrate them into athletic training. So they're getting the best of both worlds. Yeah. I also want to get to a point where my services offer ACT and SAT training. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Coaching. Okay. It's all under the umbrella of coaching, but just different styles.
Yeah, of exactly. Yeah. And that's dope, because I look at my son. My son, he sees me work out. So like my son, he's really not. He's athletic, but he's not into sports. Yeah. He goes to like Adrenaline Monkey and all the run around, jumping on stuff and everything. Yeah. And it's crazy because the other day he was doing burpees. Like he'll see me and like he'll like be doing push-ups, doing burpees. He's drinking protein shakes and everything. And it's just crazy seeing kids just like they really pay attention and watch what you do and imitate you.
They're a sponge, bro. Yeah, they soak it in for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So, what is next? What do you have next in mind?
I could tell you what's next, but only the person that really knows is God. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I don't,
That was deep.
That was hard.
That was That was like the guy that got pulled over. That's what he should have told the police.
Hey man, but it's true, man. Because you set out to do stuff sometimes, and it just something else come up.
That's the story of my life. I always want to do something that's something else. Yeah, so
I can tell you what I would like when I'm working on.
What
you know what I'm saying? So I am working on my master's degree. I'm supposed to be finishing that. So what's special about me doing my master's right now is, ironically, it timed up with my son. So next year in spring 26, he'll be graduating with his high school diploma. I'll be graduating my grad degree.
Man, that's dope.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That is super dope.
Yeah, so I'm excited to share that moment with him.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
And then you should show him I'm smart. You be smart too.
Yeah, for sure.
You always been smart though, man.
And
that's kind of that's a little prejudice, but I feel like I never worked out with a trainer. But when that's part of the reason why I trained with you, because you're smart. Like
you don't just somebody who just called himself a trainer.
Yeah, you don't want somebody work. It was you wasn't yelling at people. Mm-hmm. You were smart and you were alpha.
that was the icing was up.
It was alpha too. I was like, this is actually gonna work out. Cause not dissing trainers and stuff, but there's a lot of trainers that I've met that are not. I'm not gonna call them dumb, but they're not like they're just trainers. They're not like like me, you, and like Ron. Yeah. Like Ron is like so smart. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Will is so smart. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch more that are smart. But I've met trainers over time, like trainers at like LA Fitness and stuff like that. Dude, you're just a trainer.
Like practical training.
You got beef with LA.
I do. One of their managers was like rude as hell to me. Like, dude,
he got beef with LA.
Yeah, dude told me. Dude tried to act like he didn't even. The whole conversation never happened. You know when somebody try to act like what you're saying is secondary. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or you never had that conversation with them, like trying to like gaslight you.
Yeah, right.
Like we never. Right. Yeah, you were. Right. You were kind of rude. So it's kind of like. So when I told him, I forgot what I said to him. He was like. He told me something like, he said something weird, and it was like everybody was like, it pays to be popular, because everybody was trying to get on him like, dude, it's Terrence, man, don't do that.
Yeah, man. The training industry is so saturated, to kind of speak to what you were saying, there are a lot of trainers out there who just, they naturally have a large following base, so they just call themselves a trainer without really getting the proper knowledge or proper certification, proper background. And so they set themselves up for failure because they out here causing injuries. You know what I'm saying? Right. They don't know how to train properly. I've seen people get hurt because their trainer told them to do this or that. Yeah. And this or that wasn't the correct way to tell them how to do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, taking the time to really educate yourself and doing things that are practical. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Practical based learning, which is something else that I something else that I like. I really stress with my kids in my class, because everything I'm training young kids who will someday be trainers, right? Yeah. Or someday be something within the sports medicine field. So everything you do needs to be practical. Yeah. Right? Because if you're not practicing practical things, then it's arbitrary. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you preaching, man. Yeah. You preaching.
Yeah. So we're going to come back.
That's excellent, man. Excellent.
Okay. All right. We can come back.
I'm just like in shock, man. Excellent, man. Excellent. Yes. Oh, before we go.
Speaking of knees, I can't get